Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Anime Convention Beginner's Guide, and today I'm going to talk to you about the 2 simple unwritten rules that make con life go round. 1. Don't be a dick. 2. Have fun. All kinds of simple, right? Everybody can do this, not a problem. Everybody just all cohabitating and being nice to each other. And what? No, why can't people be nice? Seriously. Why is it so hard for people to not be dicks? Really, I want to know. Tell me, post below. And anyway, yeah, I've got some advice as to how to avoid the douchebags and not be perceived as a douchebag. We're all human, right? No one's perfect. We all make mistakes. We get along better with some people than we do others, and unfortunately, there's no law against being a jerk. So, you know, you gotta do what you can to avoid the douchebags, especially when you're on vacation, and even more so when you're at a convention, because you're surrounded by thousands of people, and the more people you're surrounded by, the higher ratio of jerks in the crowd. I guess that's just how it is. And, well, you might not even know that you've offended somebody, or somebody just plain mad at you. There's some things to do to, you know, help avoid people thinking you're just being a jerk. First off, I'll start with photobombing. Photobombing can be really fun. You know, a lot of good, nice people do it just for fun, and they don't mean anything by it. They don't mean to, you know, be mean. But if you're taking a picture of somebody's costume that you want to like post and make it look professional when you're done, you're probably shooting them against a backdrop of some kind. Usually just a wall at a convention. Sometimes they'll have a black sheet thing hanging in a corner, you know, just to make good pictures. If you see somebody shooting a pose, or posing in front of one of these backdrops or against a wall, don't photobomb them, because there's a reason that they asked that person to walk to the side or to the corner where there was nobody behind them, so they could take that picture. They really want the picture of that costume. If there is a crowd behind the people that are getting their picture taken, you know, go ahead, bombs away, whatever. Be aware of your surroundings. You know, sometimes we can get carried away being as excited as we are walking the halls, and some people have even run at some point. I would not recommend that. Be aware that you're around these other people that put all this work into these costumes, and maybe if it's your costume, if you're wearing a costume and you're running the halls, you're gonna bust your costume. But just keep that in mind. Everybody there has put in just as much work, if not more, than you did. And if you walk into somebody or run into somebody or something, even if it's an accident, it can cause a major problem. I mean, you could potentially ruin their vacation. And we want to avoid that. Like I said, nobody's perfect. Mistakes happen. You think, you know, it just happens sometimes. But just be aware of your surroundings so we can cut back on it. Glomping! If you've been to conventions before, you know what it is. It's been banned at a lot of conventions because it is so dangerous. You know, it can cause a lot of damage. If you don't know what glomping is, it's basically a full-blown tackle, maybe a notch below that, but add a hug and the element of surprise. Yeah. It's just dangerous. Some people like it, but don't take that chance. You can really hurt somebody, or at the very least, ruin their costume. I mean, people go all the way to the ground sometimes. People will go too far and just smash somebody because they're so excited to see that character or whatever. Just it's no fun. I mean, if that's your thing, that's fine, but I'm gonna go ahead and say to the people that are going to glomp, don't do it. If you like being glomped, I'm sorry, but there's no part of that is even close to a good idea. Hugs! For a long time, people would stand, and still kind of do, you don't see it very often anymore, but they would stand like against a wall or just on a corner or something with a sign that says free hugs. Some people walk the halls with these signs. Some people don't even have a sign, they just walk up to you and say, like this. Am I in the shot? They're just like this. And they just look at you, all sad and lonely. And they smell funny, because they've been doing that all day. Nobody wants to hug you, dude. I'm sorry. Just no. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to treat the guy that wants to give you a hug like he's got the plague. Just be polite about it. Say, no thanks. If and I've seen it where they get kind of persistent, I guess. They just stand there, or they follow you until you give them a hug. Explain to them that you're not having any of that, and they need to go away. It's not necessary for you to yell at them, but just make it clear that you're not comfortable with that. I'm going to take that one step further and say, if you're in a costume that you don't want somebody to hug you while you're wearing it, make that clear to them. If they walk up to you like one of these, and most of the time, if they're doing this, they're not really saying anything. They just expect you to know what that means. If they're doing that, say, not in this costume, please. Just get that out there right away. Just something like that. That'll help to kind of, shoo him away. If you're the kind of person that likes to mock people as a form of expressing yourself or your sense of humor, you probably don't want to do that at conventions, because most of the people there don't know you, and if you do that to a complete stranger, they're just going to think you're a jerk. I've seen it before where somebody be taping the convention, just walking the halls or whatever. That a lot of people do that. They videotape their whole experience, or as much as they can get on tape. They walk the halls, and some genius will be walking at the camera, and when he gets close enough, he starts mocking. So, hey, I got a camera. What? I mean, really? You think that's funny? You really think that's funny? No. Don't lock your roomies out of the room. If you, for some reason, need to have some private time in your room for whatever reason, communicate that with your roomies. Don't just go in and lock the door. It's not a good idea. Any number of things could happen. They could have a medical emergency where they have their medication locked in the room, and instead of getting to the room and maybe just barely getting there in time to grab the medication, instead they're waiting for you to fumble and get everything back in order, or whatever it is you're doing, so you can go and open that door for them. If you need to do something like that, let people know so they can get whatever they need out of the room. Even if you don't think it's going to take too long, at least let them know. Keep the communication open. Things like if you need to use the whole hotel room to get ready or whatever, if you need more privacy and and have all the extra space of the room. Just let everybody know that. You might not think it takes too long, but when somebody really needs to get into the room right now, it can cause trouble. It can cause unneeded drama, con drama. No. Prevent it. That's what you're supposed to be doing, is preventing con drama. Don't drink all of your friends' alcohol. If you're gonna drink stuff that other people bring, you know, you probably have friends that are just like, yeah, go ahead and, you know, take what you want or whatever, without you actually contributing anything. But if one person, you know, who didn't supply anything is drinking all the booze, well, that leaves nothing for anybody, and they paid for it. Same goes for food. You know, everybody really should contribute what they can, and that way, once you get there, you don't have to worry about what belongs to who or whatever. Just put all your food or whatever in one area and be like, okay, everybody has whatever they want out of this pile. Okay? It's a community, whatever. If you have something that you don't want to share, make sure it's clear. Because over the course of the weekend, you're probably going to end up with one or two people that you've never met before in the room with the person that you do know, because they found them in the convention and they're showing them their stuff or whatever, they're hanging out. If you have something that you really don't want them to have, hide it, and or tell everybody in the room that it's off limits. It's strictly yours, or it's for a specific purpose. Maybe you want to save it for Saturday night, or a going away shot, I guess, on Sunday if you want to say bye with a shot. People do that, I suppose, on Sunday morning. That sounds like something people would do. I'll leave that in. Okay. If you don't, maybe I just started a new tradition. Yeah, Sunday shot. Unless you're driving right away, then that would be bad. Don't drink and drive. Don't go overboard with your drinking. You know, you might just want to have a good time or whatever. It might start out you just having a good time. Well, if you let yourself go, you could cause a scene. You could, you know, cause con drama. No es bueno. Just kind of keep it under control. I wouldn't suggest getting completely smashed either, because you're going to have a hangover the next day, and it doesn't matter if it's Friday night you're drinking, you're going to wake up on Saturday at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon and probably still be feeling it, which shoots your Saturday. And if you're drinking on Saturday night, you're going to wake up too late to get your stuff packed up, and you have to drive home with a hangover. That's no fun either. Here's a good one. Don't pick on people's costumes. Okay? Very specifically, if you are not wearing a costume, especially if you didn't even make a costume and didn't bring a costume, you really shouldn't be judging other people's costumes. It's that guy, it's that girl that sits on the bench and says, wow, that really sucks. That's wow, why did you bother bringing that? Sitting in a t-shirt that can really ruin somebody's con. Just, if you can't say anything nice, don't say it at all. We're there to have fun, okay? If you want to give somebody constructive criticism, give them pointers or tips, that's one thing. But don't just act like they're not people, because they are. And they have real feelings, they worked really hard, probably, and they're probably really proud of that costume. Don't take all of the good stuff at the con suite. If you're the guy that walks in right after they refill like the candy bars or the Slim Jims or whatever, you go in there with like your purse. I said guy with a man purse, nothing wrong with that. Guy with a purse, and you fill it up with Slim Jims and leave the bowl empty. No, please don't do that. That. You know, if you want to take some for the road, fine. Just don't take them all. You know, who knows when they're going to fill it up again. And who knows, maybe that's the only time they're going to put Slim Jims out. If you've been to a convention, you know that a con suite is forever changing, I guess, their stuff. You know, they'll have like licorice there 1 minute, and when that's gone, they'll replace it with gummy bears or something. Just don't take more than you need. Yaoi Paddles. I haven't seen them for a while, but that can be really annoying and painful if somebody just walks up to you with one of these. It's a big wooden paddle, just says Yaoi, Yuri, or whatever. And they're usually used for like photo ops. They're just kind of funny. But some people actually walk around and hit people with them, and as a result, it's usually banned. It kind of lost popularity, I think, after that started getting banned. But you know, if you plan on doing that, just don't, please. If you see somebody sitting by themselves at a convention, and they look like they're either crying or have been crying, you know, you might want to just walk by them, but you know, talk to them. See if they just need somebody to talk to. You know, we're all in this together. We're all from the same cloth, I guess. And you know, most of the time, if somebody's convention is going down the tubes like that, you can pull them back out again just by talking to them. And you know, it might sound weird, and a lot of people would probably be like, "Don't talk to me. I don't know you," kind of thing. But you know, more often than not, they're willing to talk to you, and even if you don't have anything really constructive for them or any way to fix their problem, just the act of talking to them will help. This one kind of goes along with the whole be aware of your surroundings thing, but I want to focus on it a little more and just say, be careful when you're in like the gaming room, whether it be board games and card games or video games, because the stuff in there, it belongs to somebody. It's all somebody's stuff, and it's important to them. Don't go throwing game boards around or losing pieces just because you want to be inconsiderate, or drop a controller or throw a controller in the gaming room because you are mad or something. Just don't. I mean, it's expensive. It's somebody's stuff, and just respect that. Celebrities. You know, it's really cool that we get to meet all these voice actors and directors and producers, but sometimes we get carried away and forget that we're not the only ones there. These guys talk to a lot of people, and for somebody to go up to one of them and just start talking their ear off, you know, granted, you might have a decent conversation with them. You might have a lot of fun. They might have a lot of fun, but try to read their body language. If they're trying to shake you off, let them go. Okay, they're not trying to be mean. They have a lot to do. They deal with a lot of people, and you know, they're human too. They can get irritated, and it's no fault of your own. It's just that conventions are stressful for everybody involved. As much fun as they are stressful. If you go to a panel and it's big and open and not many people are attending, sometimes we forget that the person up front talking is there for a reason. They're giving a lecture, I suppose, or a speech, or just information about the industry. And for you to sit in the back or even up front and have a separate conversation with your friend or play Game Boy really loud and stuff. It's really disrespectful, and you probably don't mean to disrespect them. Maybe you're just waiting for your friend who wanted to see this panel and you're really not interested. Well, that's cool, but if you're going to sit and play Game Boy, keep the volume down. If you want to have a conversation, go out into the hall, because the people that came there want to hear that person talk. For whatever reason they're there for, they want to hear what this person has to say. Hey, thanks for watching my video. That's all I can think of right now for tips on how not to be a dick. If you have any tips or any experiences with douchebags at conventions, or any experiences where people have cheered you up out of random geek kindness, let me know, and I will talk about it in a future episode. Other than that, if you like what you saw, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk about them later. And, well, until next time, remember, kids, only you can prevent con drama.